Hi everyone, I wanted to make one final video on Google Forms, and in this one it's very simple. I just want to go through some little tips that will make your form look a little bit more professional and a bit of an easier thing to use for students or members of staff if you're sharing with staff as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to open up a new Google form, and you can see what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this one history review, and I'm going to imagine that this is a form that my students are going to use to review their latest set of history lessons. Now, the first thing that I think makes it look a little bit easier, a little bit more professional, okay, is adding sections. This means that the students aren't faced with so many questions on the screen. They have to keep scrolling down. It's not too difficult. Okay, it's very simple. So, for this first bit, I'm going to ask first name and surname, and then I'm going to put this in a second section. To do that, all you need to do is click on this equal signs here, and it's added a section. So in here, I'm going to find out what class they were from and which teacher they had. And this brings me nicely to my second tip. Okay, what a lot of these questions on a review, a lot of the questions on a general quizzes are multiple choices, and multiple choices can sometimes be a little bit difficult to keep looking at and so on. And there's a way to make them a little bit neater, something which I prefer particularly for reviews. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the question, what class were you in? What class are you in? And then I'm going to put 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and 1E. Now that comes up, and if we go up here and we see now a quick preview, this is what the students will see. So you put in your first name. Oops, I've left caps lock on there, sorry. And I'll put in my surname. This is all they can see so far. You can see the advantage of the section. But we go into the next section, and that's okay. I like that. And it's usable, but the more of these you see, it makes it a slightly longer thing. So what I would suggest you do is, instead of having multiple choices, if we go back here, turn it into a drop-down list. And I'll show you the difference with this one. I'll just skip through to the next section. And here you go. You have a much neater interface, a much nicer looking one there. So I would suggest using drop-down menus for review for questions like this rather than multiple choice. My third tip to make it look easier, I have mentioned in one of my other videos, is that if you're going to use images and so on, I'll just do a very quick Google image search, and I'll search for history. One thing I would suggest is that you always put them in the middle, center them. It just looks that little bit more professional. So I need to refresh this one. There you go, there's the picture, it's in the middle. It looks a little bit more professional, and it just keeps it a little bit neater. So those are my first three tips. My fourth thing I would suggest you do is take advantage of customizing the theme. Don't always give students the same theme. When they look at the forms, they get a bit confused as to which is which. If they're having a lot of Google Forms, they can't often tell when they're looking at them maybe which is which. So look at this. You can choose the theme colors, so on. You can maybe choose an image for the header. They have a lot here that you could pick. So you might want to pick from their own ones there. Okay, it just makes it look a little bit neater. But what I like to do is the header picture here is I like to make my own. And in order to do that, there's a very simple way. If you go into Google Slides, make a new slides presentation. That will teach me to watch what I'm typing. Slides.new will bring you up with a new slides presentation. And what you need to do here, I'll just drag this over here because I need to be showing you something here. This is going to be too big for your picture, so you need to go into File, go into Page Setup, go into Custom, and then you want to do it in pixels, and the size you want is 1600 pixels by 400 pixels, and then you get the slide size that you want, and you can then make this the one. So I'm just going to find a nice picture. World War II, I'll find a picture that I might like to put in there. So I quite like, let's see, there's a very famous one. Let's use this one. I'm going to save that, and then I'll just go into here, change the background. So you can add an image if you want, and I'll just drag that in. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I don't like that. I'll undo that. Some pictures obviously don't fit, so I'll just go with a color background here. I like this green, and then I'll put in a text box, and make that too big. Again, center it, and I'll use my favorite font there to come forward to us. So there we go. That's the thing. Now I can put this in as my header, so the students know what they're doing. All I need to do is to save this as a PNG. To do that, go back into File, go into Download, download as a PNG or a JPEG. Automatically there, you go back into your Google form, go back into your customized theme, take that out. You can pick another one now. So I've got to upload, and I'll put that in there. And then Google will put that in, and will also automatically update to the color scheme that it thinks best fits your form. So if you have a look over here, I'll refresh this. There you go. That's what the students will see. So the top 4 tips then would be add sections. Don't make too much on the screen at once. Use drop downs instead of multiple choices. Always center your images or your videos if you're going to use them. And fiddle about with the color scheme. Add your own picture if you wish to. You can make the picture. You make your own picture. You can use one of the ones that's in their library. Those are what I would say would be my top tips for making your Google Forms look a bit more professional. Hopefully those work for you. Any questions, please do just drop a comment or let me know if you need any help with this. Thank you.